Welcome to the Orange Power Podcast. Casey Kendrick along with Kenny Gajewski, the head coach of the Oklahoma State Cowgirl softball team. And coach, here we are. You know, it's just something about a new week, right?
We need it. We need a new, fresh week.
You guys booked in a couple of losses with a couple of wins, right? You started well with a win against Tulsa. Wasn't probably, the cleanest game. It's just the oddest game, really, the way it ended. But and then you finished up Sunday in Ames, Iowa with a win. But it's funny because, I know you well enough to know that you're not concentrated on the bookends. You're concentrated on those two in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know where you come from, but bookend wins don't make it any better unless the books in the middle are wins. So it was like we talked about on our TV show as well. We haven't been very good offensively now for three and a half weeks, and I don't think that's any secret. We've just pitched so well and played very good defense for the most part that we've been able to mask that, but it kind of caught us this week. It's good for us. I mean, it's part of the learning curve. It's part of what you got to go through. I reminded our staff, our team, we've been through this a lot. Every year I've been here, we've had a rough stretch. It's just part of the journey. And we've always found a way to get out of it. And so I'm not expecting anything less. And so we just talked about what the main goal is. The main goal is to get to OKC. And I felt like we were at a funeral type event as we were meeting after we lost the first game to Iowa State. And I was just like, hey, look, the main goal is to get to OKC. Would you rather win the Big 12 or go to OKC and have a chance to win the last game? They all emphatically said, we want to go to OKC and win the last game. I said, then let's just stay with the goal. Like, that's the only thing we really talk about. We don't ever talk about the conference. It'd be nice, to win that, and we're trying to win that, but the main goal is to be in the Final Eight, and that's still in front of us, and so is the league. Mm-hmm. So let's just keep plugging away.
Let's run it back 2 weeks, all right? Go back to 2 weeks from this taping right now. I walked in after the Texas series win, and you were talking about individual players and where this has got to get better. And, hey, we guys at practice, we got to do this and why we got to do that. And, of course, I gave you a hard time, and, of course, you made me feel like I was that tall. And which is, that's just typical. But the point in that is what happened this weekend was a complete understanding of what was happening there. We won in spite of some things not going well. And if we just said, hey, we're winning, good for us, then you don't know how to fight through this. This would have been a shock. This is no shock that you guys had a little bit of a struggle, because this is what, even though you were winning early, you were working through this the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I told our team. Like, I think these young kids, they think when you start having these tough conversations and it happens after a loss, they think, why are you panicking? There is no panic. We're just making sure that you understand that inside we've been talking about this for weeks. Mm-hmm. And it finally caught you. You guys weren't paying attention because we've been winning games. Yeah. And we need you to pay attention on that stuff, because like you heard when you walked in, like there was nobody throwing a party here because we beat Texas twice. Like we didn't hit. Yeah. We pitched so well and played great defense, had some breaks. And we made it happen, but we still knew at that point we need to get better, and there's nothing better than a loss to help you get refocused.
Well, and if you were not talented enough to get better, okay, then you hit a panic button. But when you've got Carly Godwin and Caroline Wong and Michaela, I could go on, right? I mean, Rosie Davis has been really good. When you have the kids and the talent you have, that's the great thing about it is, okay, got their attention, got the talent, now let's work our way through it.
Yeah, the pieces are here. So we need to just keep plugging away and getting those guys better. And, we had a better day on Sunday to finish out. So I thought that was good. But, we got to keep building upon that, starting Wednesday against Wichita, and then Friday against Texas Tech.
So let's talk real quickly. I'm curious about getting better, right? If you need to, if you got to field better, got to make that throw to first better. I mean, it's just getting out there, taking ground balls, throwing all day long. Hitting is so much more mental than it is just physical. How do you get better in the box.
You learn how to make little adjustments. So let's take Michaela work. Okay, she is not performing the way she feels like, I feel like, her family feels like, her team feels like she should, and she can't. We've seen it. So if you're going to keep doing the same thing and getting the same result, it's probably not going to change. So this kid is a tireless worker, works extra, comes and watches film, does all kinds of stuff. And Coach Shippey just said to her, look, I think you should think about doing something different to get a different result. Mm-hmm. So this weekend on Sunday, in the cages, she shortened up on her bat. She swings a 34-inch. She shortened up to probably like a 32. She got her stance is generally open to start. She got straight. She got wider. She eliminated some moves to just be able to get off her best swings. And I'll be dang if she didn't have the best swings that she had that she's had the whole year. Now the results weren't like 3 home runs. I think she had a hit and a couple of balls hit hard, and she may have walked. It was awesome. And that's the kind of things that people have got to do. You have to be able to go, okay, I don't feel good. So when I don't feel good, what can I do to make a slight adjustment to give me more time? Because they just need time. Like they need, and I mean time from when the ball is thrown to when they swing. So if they can increase their time to be able to process what the pitch is, the speed is, the location is, they can do some damage. And the thing that we haven't been doing is we haven't been hitting balls hard. We haven't been having productive outs. Her outs were productive. Carly Godwin did a little of the same thing. Her work in BP has got to be different than what happens in a game. And so they have to be able to be okay with BP not being this feel-good thing always. You have to work through your stuff to be able to feel good in a game. And I send them videos all the time of all these pro hitters. Okay, pro hitters, like not average college hitters. I send them the best hitters in the world, and their BP is ugly. It's because they don't care about their BP. Their BP is setting them up for their game. So if they need to hit ground balls to shortstop on every swing, because they know that that's the direction that they need to work in BP, so that in game they can work middle pull side. But if you're working pull side in the game or in BP, then you're going to swing and miss and be early in games, because inevitably our notion is to speed up when the game goes. So it's being good with that, understanding that BP is work, and that I need to feel good in that, but I need to know what that work is to make my game swing what it is.
So improvement.
Did you catch all that?
I
That
did.
That was a lot of info.
Listen, if we could, I think OSU Max ought to take that information and sell that individually.
Probably could work.
Because it was really good. I wasn't listening to all of it, but it was really good.
I could tell you were wandering around. So that's why I was like, I needed to make sure you were focused.
I was running around the bags while you were doing that. But so self-improvement greater in evaluating yourself or watching that upcoming pitcher?
Oh, I think I don't think it matters who you're going against. I think the best this is what I've always thought. If I'm in a good place, pitching, hitting, defensively, I don't care what you do. I mean, I'd like you to know that you're a drop ball kid and your velo is 65 to 68. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But if you're worried about the other guy, the other girl out there that's doing her thing, your focus, your energy's in the wrong place. It's like, I've done my work. I'm gonna see the ball. Okay, I have an idea of what I've got to do to compete against you. But I think it's self-reflection. I think it's understanding what I do. I think the biggest thing that we're having a hard time with right now is with young hitters. I'm not going to use the excuse that we're young and we shouldn't be any good. That's not what I'm saying. Like, they're learning how to, number one, communicate. It's the number one problem in our society. It filters over into what they do here because they're so used to being able to type it in a phone or watch it. But if you can't explain to us, hey, like if Coach Shippey gives, hey, here's our plan. We're going to look in until we get a strike. Okay, and then we're going to go to this, and this. Well, if you don't like that, stand up and walk up to her and say, hey, I think I'm going to go with this, and here's why. And you know what she's going to say? I love it. Like, that's ownership of what you want to do. And instead of, there's no way that if we give a plan, come on, there is no way that 18 hitters are going, ooh, that sounds amazing. You know what I mean? They're like, there's 4 of them that they're going, I don't like that at all. I don't like him. I'm going to look here. Okay? And we'd be like, let's go. Like, that is what we want to hear. So as long as we can get them to have ownership, to be able to tell us how they feel, what they're going through, man, we can do a lot of stuff because it's a partnership with your hitting coach. It's a partnership with the plan. And when you're doing that kind of stuff, man, this is what the most elite hitters do. Like, pro hitters aren't being told what the plan is. They're prepared. They know what they do best. And they take that and go, this is what I'm going to do. I may only get one pitch in that at bat that's the one I want. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
And pro hitters don't miss it.
So on the road midweek against Wichita State, and then back home for one of the final 2 regular season Big 12 series. There's only a couple left. This is going to be a big series, and finally back at home so the fans can enjoy it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we're going to go up to Wichita on Wednesday, and you know they haven't had the greatest year for them. They're really hurt. They're really banged up, but they're still fighting. And you can dang well be sure they're going to be fighting against us. So we got that to do. We'll come home, have a good preparation on Thursday for Texas Tech, a team that can really hit and score runs. So we're going to be able to we're going to have to score runs too. They're going to be able to put some runs up. So we're going to need to go do that as well. So it'll be a blast. I anticipate great crowds like we always have here. We're going to need everyone out here. We're going to need everything full. It should be a blast, and I'm looking forward to a great time.
Should be a great weekend. Obviously, should be a fantastic weekend. All right, philosophically, let's back up one more time. All right, so John Smith stepping aside. First off, I know the appreciation you have for John and y'all's friendship. But as things like that happen, you start looking up and go, well, who's everybody going to turn to?
Chris Young.
They're going to turn to guys like you.
Well, I mean, I'm going to turn to guys like Chris Young. He's been here a long time. He's doing it at a high level. We've got guys like Dave Smith. All he does is win. It's wild. Colin's been here a long time. I'm going to look to Chad and Coach Holder. You know what I mean? Those are people that I see a lot. You know what I mean? And get a lot of value from. So, and then I'm going to turn to my administrator, Jesse, who challenges me each day, challenges everybody inside these doors here each day. We challenge him, he challenges us. So really a sad day with John retiring, but an awesome day as well, because it's what he wanted. It was on his terms, and to hear him say that he's complete was really cool. I think when you go through all that and you hear, when you get to see a coach walk away on their own terms, man, that is crazy. And I think every one of us hopes it's like that. The reality is it's not. So I hope I can keep doing it at a high level. I've got great examples of that. I've got great people inside our office that are going to keep pushing me to stay young and all that. So it's a big loss here. It's a big loss. And there's an opportunity now for somebody new to step in and to take what we've done here and to take it up. And that's what's really cool. And it's going to take energy, and it's going to take will, and it's going to take guts.
You know, he said so many good things. We could elaborate forever. We won't. So we'll end with this. When you address the team, though, there's no one that's not happy. I mean, they're all on board. All 18 are in line. Assistant coaches, there may be a few that go, when King Midas talks, it is all hands on deck.
Is this show over?
Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys joining us. For Kenny Gajewski, I'm Casey Kendrick. We'll see you next time on the Orange Power Podcast.